Hey guys, it's Lauren. So welcome to day 7 in your Grow and Go Wild new coach training. I'm so excited that you guys have been rocking it out. I've seen so much progress and I'm so glad that the training's working for you guys. I would love to get your feedback personally, if there's anything that I could change or if there's anything that if there were any trainings that you guys have heard so far that you're like, oh, I wish I would have gotten more information on that or anything like that, I would love to know. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about your Beachbody Power Hour. And I just kind of want to get into that. We're also going to talk about some organization to where this doesn't just kind of, overwhelm you and you're like, where do I get this all done? I'm spending 17 hours a day doing this. If you're planned and if you have some organizational tools in place, you should not spiral out of control like that. You should be able to stick to what you wanted to stick to for that hour or for that couple hours. So let's get into it. So first of all, this is going to be like your minimum daily task. So when I'm talking about this hour, what I mean is that because a lot of our business is built on Facebook, which we just talked about, is that for 1 hour, you're going to say, okay, either my son's asleep or my children are down for a nap, or it's my lunch hour at work, or whatever the case may be, or, it's after hours and it's 10:30 or 11. And that's when I know that I can get it all done before I go to sleep, which makes me sound crazy because I don't really go to sleep till 12:30 or 1. I'm a night owl. But anyway, so whatever you have to do, this is the minimum that you need to do within that hour that is completely focused, guys. It has nothing to do with, sorry, I'm kind of rambling, but since so much of our business is built on Facebook, this means if we're going to go and have this power hour on Facebook, it means we are not looking at notifications. We are not checking the news, scrolling the news feed. We are not randomly getting back to someone. We're doing everything methodically in this hour so that it doesn't overwhelm you in your business. And a lot of you are either stay-at-home moms, which is a massive job in itself, or you have another job and you're not going to quit your job until Beachbody surpasses it, which is what I'm doing. So you have to really set some serious focused time aside and not let it overwhelm you. Another thing to mention is that, people are going to ask you a million questions via text or Facebook Messenger or email or however you communicate with your challengers and customers and coaches. You need to set your business hours. You need to say, when you send that new coaching email to coaches, or when you start that new challenge group, you need to say, hey guys, I'm here for you. All I want to do is see your results and help you succeed. But my business hours for this business are between X, Y, and Z. Because you just, if they think that you're available at any second and then you don't answer, they're going to be like, oh, she just doesn't really care. As silly as that sounds, they're counting on you when they want to sign someone up, when they want to get a meal plan. I've had people say can you please personally message me that meal plan because I'm about to go grocery shopping. And while I want them to be able to have that and I don't want to miss their deadline, I can't work around the clock. If my kid's having a meltdown, or if it's Sunday and we're at church, or if it's certain planned things where it's listen, I'm not working during that time. People need to know that so they can say hey, I know you're busy, or I know you're working your other job, but I have this issue. Can you please get back to me? So you want to make sure that you kind of set those hours. But let's get into what you're going to be responsible for your power hour in Beachbody, which you should be doing every single day, even Saturdays and Sundays. And again, this is about how fast you want to grow and how quickly you want to grow your team. So if you just don't feel like you have time to spend on Saturdays and Sundays, that's your call. That's totally fine. I'm laughing because one of my challenge group winners won that crock pot and it's just still sitting there. I need to send it to her. Sorry, Alicia, if you're watching this. Anyway, so the very first thing that you need to do in your power hour is you need to present this to 3 to 5 people a day, or connect with 3 to 5 people a day. I'm sorry. So basically add people to Facebook, add people on Instagram. You need to be adding people a day. Instagram is kind of tricky. I will send you guys a link. I know you guys are interested in all of that, to somebody in our upline. Her name is Jen Richardson, and she is like a social media queen. So she has a whole social media boot camp that, since you're in our team, you can get it for free. And she talks about how to private message people on Instagram and how to kind of build that business, because it's more of a transactional kind of look at a photo business, but she's made a lot of real contacts that way. So it's about reaching out. So like on Instagram, you might say to somebody who's like, screen name is Tone It Up Fit Fam or something. Oh my gosh, that recipe looks amazing. Can you give me the recipe? And kind of start a dialogue with them to where you kind of become like virtual friends. And then you can say, hey, you're super serious about clean eating and working out. Have you ever thought of being a Beachbody coach? And let me tell you what that is. And kind of direct messaging and that kind of thing. So it's just kind of reaching out, not necessarily presenting the business, just becoming friends, interacting with people, daily. So 3 to 5 people daily. The other thing is then you would return all messages. So you're going to get a lot of people when you start promoting challenge groups that are saying like, hey, I'm interested in this, but how do I sign up? And my husband, this and that. And it's the easiest reflex is to just stop what you're doing and go and, respond to that person because you're like, oh my gosh, what if they don't sign up or what if they don't have the right link? It will be fine. And by the way, if they don't sign up through your link, you can change that. You have 3 days to change that. So don't worry and have anxiety about, I have to talk to them right this second. You don't. And if you do start your business that way, it's going to be really hard to shake. Like I was the same way, guys. I was a go-getter. I was like, I just want to be really good at this. And I love this. And I mean, people would message me at work for the first week and I would just shut down my work. And I was like, can't do that. I got a lot going on at work. So you just can't do that. And you want to be good at the current job you're at, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or, whether you have an actual like job that you have to report to someone at. You want to be respectful and do good work. So you don't want to just shut that down because of Beachbody. So these are going to help you stay on task. So the next thing, like I said, is return all messages. So within that hour, you're going to go back through Facebook, you're going to go back through email, you're going to go back through your text messages, and that's when you're going to return everyone's message. That's also going to help you set a precedent for your work hours. You can send somebody back and say, hey, sorry, I don't work between the hours of 11 and 2 a.m. Or I don't work between 9 to noon. I only have, 2 hours to dedicate to this business every day. And I can get back to you from noon to 1 and 9 to 10 or whatever it is. But those are the times where you're going to respond to those messages. The next thing you want to do is, sorry guys, I'm trying to make sure I don't lead you astray here. You want to share with 2 to 4 people a day. And that means like about Shakeology, about Beachbody, about toning up, whatever that is. You want to reach out to people and say, hey girl, I know you just had a baby. I've got a lot of new moms in my challenge group, and maybe it's different for you, but I'm a mom and I always have a lot of new moms that want to lose baby weight. I mean, that's like my niche market because who doesn't after you've had a kid? And I get that, and it's like, and you need something. Sorry, I have the hiccups, guys, that you can follow. Sorry. This is live. Sorry, I can't take it out. So anyway, shared it with 2 to 4 people every day. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry. Hold, please. I'm going to try and drink water. Sorry, guys. I think I'm through the worst of it. If I hiccup, I hiccup. This is real life. Sorry. So you want to present to 2 to 4 people a day about the business in some way. And that's going to lead you down another road. People might say like, oh yeah, I totally want to do your 7-day clean eating challenge. And then they'll be like, you know what? Actually, I really want to do that 21-day challenge that you had. Or I had somebody before say, I'm pregnant right now. I want to do it next month or 6 months from now or whatever. And then she was like, you know what? My husband's like really serious about getting fit. So now he wants to do it before me, before I start. So that's always going to lead you down a direction. And you always want to make sure that like within your power hour, you are getting back to these people. But, you don't, like I said, you don't want to just shut down what you're doing that second and message them back. The next thing is and this is really important, you guys, to build teams. Some of you went Emerald day 1. Some of you are working toward that, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult from you. Maybe it's harder for you to share the business, or maybe, I think I say a lot when it's hard for people to share the business, they haven't really been able to see what it can do for them. Because once you can see that, then you're like, I need to tell everybody about this thing. And I get it. There's times when I'm like, I don't know, I know this person, maybe they would, but it should be easy for you guys to share the business, because this should be part of your lifestyle. So it should just really be sharing a lifestyle. And if somebody's not interested, they're not interested. But, and I talked a little bit before about prospecting and how I was so scared as a recruiter by trade. I was so scared to reach out to someone that I thought maybe they weren't into fitness, or maybe this wasn't for them. And it's like, that's so silly. Those are the best coaches and advocates for Beachbody, because those are the ones that are like, I never even knew this could do what it did for my life financially, freedom wise, fitness wise. And then it did. And so they're huge advocates. So to not reach out to them is just silly. So 3 to 5 people. And I set my bar at 10 for the week. To just tell people about the business. And it's as easy as saying, I copy and paste this all the time on Facebook, or call and talk to people about this, but as saying like, hey, I know you're a former teacher, now a stay-at-home mom. Teachers are great at this business. I said this so many times, but it's a lot of teaching and like leadership and trying to get people to understand procedural aspects of this. So I reach out to a lot of teachers, or people who were teachers and now they're moms. So I'll say like, I know you're a teacher, stay-at-home mom. Have you ever thought of working from home? And that's a good in. It's not like, have you ever thought of owning a fitness business, even though I know you don't know anything about fitness and It's, have you ever thought of working from home and maybe contributing to your family's finances, or just making some fun money on the side, or anything like that? And I know as a mom, staying home all day with kids, multiple kids, one kid, it doesn't really matter. You get kind of bored, and you get kind of like, desperate for adult interaction. And you want to stay healthy, and you want to stay on top of things. So for me, that was a niche that worked well, that it's like, I really believe that they need or want what we have. And so I don't feel like I'm selling to them. I can just they're like, you know what? I've had many people say to me, not many, but a few, I love that I don't do anything. I love that I'm a stay-at-home mom. And I'm like, hey, that's the dream. If you love that and that's for you, then that's awesome. But it never hurts to try. And that same person, I went down the road with her, and she was like, I'm a huge yogi. I work out, I do yoga at this studio and that studio. And I ended up going to that studio, and then her and I going to another yoga class. And she's like, so tell me about Shakeology. So, I mean, you just never know. I mean, you just go ahead and present it. And what is the absolute worst that can happen? Somebody say, you know what, I'm totally not interested. Who cares? So anyway, so I would try, if you want to hit the ground running, to tell people 5 to 10 people a day about this business. A minimum would be 3 to 5, but I would say 5 to 10 if you want to just like build a team. And it's so fun to build a team. Like, I am loving my team right now. You guys motivate me more than anything. So I could go off on that, but anyway, let's keep going. The next thing that you're going to devote your time to is following up. So like we said earlier, you might have 25 follow-ups, and that's going to take precedence over, just getting the message out every single day. And that's fine. It's going to change depending on, where you are in the month. And we're going to talk about that in a second, but you do want to follow up. If somebody's like, so, hey, so if I get my husband involved in this, or if I get someone else involved in this, how does that work? And you want to make sure that you follow up to those things. This is where having a blog, a free blog, or having a website, which I do pay $200 a month for my website, which to me is nominal. But having a website and keeping that updated makes this so easy, because I can do one post on my website that's like, I host a challenge group every month, the second Monday of the month, and here's what it looks like, and here's how to sign up, and here's the videos about Shakeology, about the workout, about all these things. And so when somebody is like, I just want to sign up, can you just give me all the details? I can go, yep, here's a link. And I know a lot of people in this business would say like, oh, you really need to get to know them, and you need to form them, and that is true. But I'm just saying that follow-up can be efficient when you know people and you get to know them and you chat with them. If they're somebody that's just like, I just want to know how to sign up, sold, tell me how to sign up. I want to make sure that they get everything they know. I'll say like, do watch the videos, because you're not going to get it if you don't watch the videos. But it's a really good tool to just blanket send them something and it's not an email, it's a great tool. So I would think about that. But again, another part of your power hour is the follow-up. There are people in this business that will say like maybe next month, and you can follow up with them and then they're gung-ho that next month. Or there are people that'll say, it's just something, or that would just never respond. And then when you follow up, like in 2 to 3 days or something, they're like, oh, I totally didn't even see your message. Yes, I'm so into it. So, and coming from recruiting guys, like, 90% of the people that we're going to actually recruit to go to work for a company, we talked to 3 times before they were interested. So that's another thing. You can't just reach out once and be like, oh, I know they saw my message and they just didn't call me back. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they were busy. Maybe they saw it and they were like, I need to call her. And then life happened, because that always happens. So you have to follow up. I always say, if you present the business or the challenge group to somebody and they don't even respond, 3 to 4 days later, you need to follow up and say, hey, did you get my last message about the challenge group? If you present it to someone and they do respond and they're like, yeah, I'm thinking about it, let me look over everything, 2 days later at the most, you need to follow up and say, hey, what did you think about the email? What did you think about the info? Are you ready to sign up? And then let them say, no, I'm not interested. Okay, and then you can say, totally understand. I do a challenge group every single month. If you're not interested, or if someday you're interested, let me know. That kind of thing. But definitely the success is going to be in the follow-up. So you have to make that part of your everyday. The next thing is, guys, you need to track your progress. You have to have a running list. If you don't have a running list, you don't know where to start from. And it's so easy, especially when you have another job or life. Like I always say, life happens, and it does. You forget like, oh yeah, that girl said she was interested and I sent her stuff, but then I never heard back from her. And that's somebody that could potentially be a coach, that they just didn't really focus in on it. And so they just kind of let it go by the wayside. So make sure that you're tracking that. I use Google Drive and Google Docs so that if I want to pull it up on my phone and I talk to someone new and I'm in the line trying to get food or something for lunch, I can type in like, Sam Smith, interested in this, follow up in 2 weeks. And it's in my phone, it's live, it's in the cloud somewhere. And I don't have to have it on like one certain device. So I definitely would recommend that. If you are a coach of mine, which you should be if you're seeing this training, so I don't know why I said that, then you will have a document in our group documents that is like a tracking form. So you'll already have that, but you definitely need to keep your list going. I personally have one that's a list for customers, current customers, and then the next sheet is current coaches. And then I have another list, like a whole different Excel doc, that's about just like potentials and when I reached out and when to get back in touch with them. And some of them that it's like, gonna have a baby in 6 months, reach out in 6 months, that kind of thing. But when I go by date and I sort, I can go, oh, it's now, July, this person might be interested again. They probably just had their baby, call them, ask them how it went. That's my biggest, funnest part of this, is that like you get to keep up with people and see their life change and like their milestones, their kids, their weddings. It's so fun. So make sure that you're keeping track of that. Also, you want to make sure that you invite people to your challenge groups correctly. So we're going to go over this, and this is going to be kind of long, but I want to make sure that you guys get this. And I'm actually going to try and probably take a snapshot of my actual calendar, but I want to walk you guys through exactly how to plan your month so that you don't get overwhelmed. So actually, let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and switch this over, and we're going to look at my calendar. And this is my computer. It's not like a device, so I'm having to like change this over. So let's see if you guys can see this. So if you can see here, you can see, you can see all my dates for March, right? So what you're going to be doing, and I'm going to send you guys this, but you can see that I hold, I hold 1, 2, 3 challenges per month. One of them is going to be an actual fitness challenge. Sorry, guys. This is kind of hard to maneuver. One of them is going to be a free clean eating challenge. And the other one of them is going to be a coach sneak peek. The other one is going to be an actual coach grow and go wild challenge like you guys are in right now. So, and I know that was probably hard to see, and I have a document for that, so don't worry about that. So first of all, every single, this is how I plan. So the second Monday of every month is my fitness challenge group that I will hold every single month. It's usually 21-day fix. I might mix it up every now and then, but it's usually 21-day fix. So I know that I have that every second Monday of the month, and so do all my challengers. So when people say like, I'm totally interested 2 months from now, I can say, great, every second Monday of the month is when we start. So, and they're like, oh, great. And they know that you're consistent. They know that you're not like in this for 1 month and then you're out. You know, and if you stick to this, it helps you to continue to be consistent. So every second Monday of the month, I start a new challenge group. What that means is the last week of the previous month, I am promoting my new challenge group for the new month. And then the first week of the month, I'm promoting my new challenge group. So I'm not promoting, do you want to be a coach? I'm not promoting a sneak peek or a 7-day clean eating challenge. I'm just promoting my challenge group. I also give people a deadline, and I say from the first day of the month to really like 4 to 5 days. If you work backwards, it's like 7 days before the challenge is like their deadline where they have to sign up, because then they won't get their stuff and they won't be able to start on time. So what I say is like, for instance, for March, it was like open enrollment is March 1st through 4th. The second Monday of the month was March 9th. So it was like our challenge starts on the 9th. Open enrollment closes March 4th. So if you are not interested in starting on the 9th, or if you're interested in starting on the 9th, you better get your stuff paid for and done by the 4th. And that helps, guys, because for Success Club, for planning, for a lot of different areas of this, you need to know that you have all those people signed up for that month. It keeps it very clean, because you're like, from the last week of the last month to, you know, the first week of the next month, I'm going to have all my challengers done. And sometimes they'll purchase before or whatever, but you know that you're not like pushing to make Success Club the very end of the month or middle of the month or the whole way through the month. And you need to be organized. So it's like you are just pushing for that the first 2 weeks before your challenge starts. Okay. So second Monday of the month is when your fitness challenge starts. Then that same day, you also will start, and this is later when you start adding a lot of people to your team, a new coach training. And what that means is that, you know, once you start signing people up for and this is why this works so well, for your challenge, and you start telling them, well, if you're going to buy a challenge pack, it's cheaper to sign up as a coach. Then you can also say, I have a new coach training that starts the same day the challenge group starts. And that way it's low stakes. If you want to just be a discount coach, you can. But if I'm going to put you in the training regardless, which is also a Facebook group, and you're going to be able to see why we do what we do. At the very least, you're going to be able to see how to set up your direct deposit. You're going to be able to see how to invite people to purchase a challenge pack, because even if you're a discount coach, you're going to need to know how to do that so that you can sign people up and make money back. So I just tell them, like, it doesn't make sense for you not to be in the new coaching group. If for some reason this isn't something you want to run with, fine, that's fine. But you'll start in the new coaching group when you'll start in your challenge group. So that way it's the same kind of thing. It's like when people are signing up as discount coaches, you can throw them in that group. Also, that group is not so day by day. I mean, I would love it to be that way, but you know, I had a new coach start middle of the month, and she was like, I just want to hit the ground running. And I was like, great, you can scroll back through those and you can find day one and you can start there. And we can play Checkpoint Charlie, and you can tell me like when you're done with that, and I can add new, you know, so that's always good to do that also the second day of the month. When the second day of the month starts and you start your challenge and everything like that, then you start promoting for your free challenge. So it can be a free abs challenge, a free clean eating challenge, which has been really helpful for me. It can be a Shakeology challenge where you send them a challenge, 7 days worth of Shakeology for a certain price. It can be that kind of thing where they get pumped about that, and then they want to move into, a full 30-day or 21-day challenge. So you start promoting for that the day you start your actual challenge. So then the next week, which is the third Monday of the week, you're going to be week 2 into your new coach training and week 2 into your 21 or 30-day challenge, okay? You start promoting your sneak peek into coaching, which is going to be like a 5-day group. Again, you guys, the templates are all there. You don't have to make anything up. For people who are like, if you're interested in coaching, but you're not already a coach, join this group and you can learn in 5 days what it really means to be a coach and decide if you want to do it or not. So that's your next group that you're going to do. So basically, the third Monday of the month, when your free challenge starts, you're going to start promoting for your sneak peek, your coach sneak peek. Okay. So then the fourth Monday of the month is going to be your coach sneak peek. And then that's when you're going to start promoting for your next month's challenge, if that makes sense. Okay. So let me break it down for you again. First Monday of the month, you're promoting for your challenge group. And the week before, those last 2 weeks, you're promoting for your fitness challenge group. Second Monday of the month, your fitness challenge group and your new coach training group starts. Third Monday of the month, your free challenge group starts. And you're promoting for the coach sneak peek. Fourth Monday of the month, you are hosting your coach sneak peek, which should be just 5 days. Fifth Monday of the month is nothing. So that's a lot of promo. Every now and then I'll throw in a want to be a coach, want to know what I do kind of thing, even though it's not perfect and how I've organized it. But those last couple weeks, you're really pushing, like, I'm starting a new training in 3 weeks. I'm starting a new training in 2 weeks, that kind of thing. And you're getting people signed up. You go to your next month. That first week is your open enrollment for your fitness challenge. And that's big to have that because that's going to be your paid challenge, you guys. So, when you are emerald before you are diamond, those paid challenges are gold for you. When you're diamond, it's not so much about you anymore. It's about your team. So those new coach trainings and those sneak peeks are gold for you. All of them are. The fitness challenge, the new coach, all of them are essential, really, once you hit diamond. So I just hope that kind of helps you guys understand the organization of it all. You don't have to be like, join my group every day of the month. But it'll be like, okay, I've set up this post for this week, and this is going to be all about sneak peek. This is going to be all about fitness challenge, that kind of thing. So if you are organized, you will not be overwhelmed. I promise you guys. Again, I will send you this Google Calendar. That way it has everything lined out for you. You should be taking notes right now, but if you're not taking notes, I will be sending you that. So don't worry, you'll have it. And yeah, it's a method that some of the top coaches follow to stay organized and to stay, to make sure that the time you put into this business is super efficient. So those are the things. I mean, just make sure that you are doing all those. We call them power of threes because 3 is the minimum, but presenting the business to people every day, connecting to 3 more people a day, pitching the products 3 times a day. And I say pitching because I come from sales, but just sharing your journey with people 3 times a day and doing follow-ups with at least 3 people a day. So if you guys do that and you stick to the plan that I've showed you as far as organization, you are going to be totally set up for success. And I know you guys are going to do amazing. So I am so glad that you have made it through a week of this training. And I am just so pumped for you guys because you're already doing amazing things. And I will see you in the next training. Have a good night or day or morning. Bye.